Hello and welcome to another edition of Toast Me Attic, where it's still Ghostbusters month. Let's see who Ecto1's going to be bringing us today. Thanks again, Ecto1. Alright, for this week's episode, we're going to be taking a look at Fright Feature Ray Stantz. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at this guy. Alright, so here we have the real Ghostbusters Fright Feature Ray Stantz action figure. Now, Ray is the second one in this particular wave that stuck to the classic jumpsuit look, and even though he doesn't have his classic tan colors, he's kind of traded in for this slightly darker brown with a little bit of a blue accessories here and there. If anything, it kind of reminds me of Venkman's colors more than anything else. I will say I enjoy the sculpt of this guy, especially the goggles up here on his head, although it did kind of make me confuse him a little bit with the Eddie Spencer character from the Filmation Ghostbusters back when I was a lot younger. I wonder if anyone actually remembers that cartoon out there. Now he has some shoulder pads that are sculpted up here along with some little pouches on his arms, or mainly this arm, and a little strap that goes over his chest right here. I'm not sure if that was actually supposed to be painted a slightly different color, but you can kind of see that there's a little keychain right there and some other little pouches and everything else. Rather than having the Ghostbuster logo on either one of his arms, you can see that it's displayed on the undershirt right here. It makes me really feel that this guy has a great pride in being a Ghostbuster. It's actually something I've incorporated in my own Halloween costume or cosplay whenever I go out dressed as a Ghostbuster. It's my little homage to this character, which I will admit that he is actually my favorite out of this entire line. Now, something that is a little bit odd is his gloves. I've commented before that I really like it when these guys are sculpted with their gloves. They just seem a little bit tougher and more badass. However, his gloves seem a little bit more like oven mitts or some sort of winter glove. You can see that there's actually no little finger articulations in there. The same kind of goes with his boots. They just help or give off this whole winter feel. It almost reminds me of Uggs a little bit, or some sort of snow gear. I guess because he's kind of the pilot of the Ecto-2, which actually came out around the same time as these guys, and he's going to be flying up in higher altitudes. He needs that extra warmth, but I don't really know why they actually skipped on some of that detailing. Now, rather than these guys coming with a standard traditional proton pack, they favored these little handheld weapons, which, I'm going to be honest with you, I never really cared for and didn't really like all that much, and because of that I never really kept track of them when I take these guys to kindergarten or over to my friend's house, and back then I wasn't really as diligent as keeping all the accessories together. They weren't all that well detailed. I think they were kind of plain in most places and just had a few little switches or knobs here and there to give the feel that it's electronics, but it just was kind of lacking. If memory serves me, Ray came with a little two-pronged tuning fork that actually attached to a little cage ghost, and I will apologize, I don't have that ghost as well either. It was kind of accidentally given away a long time ago. I think I ended up getting a replacement for it, but I wasn't able to find it in time for this particular review. Now, as far as his articulation goes, his head can't move side to side because of his actual gimmick, but that doesn't interrupt any of the other playability with this guy. His arms are able to move up and down as well as his legs right here. Now, his head sculpt makes him look a little bit normal right now, but when you actually activate his fright feature by squeezing his arm in, you can see that his hair actually pops up and his ears kind of poke out. And the eyes are sculpted a little bit bigger underneath. It's only when you have it down does he look normal. Ah, I've seen something scary. Now, other than that, there's not really much to this character, and like I said earlier, he's actually kind of one of my favorites in this particular line. Anyways, this has been a look at Real Ghostbusters Fright Feature Ray Stantz action figure. Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please help me out by sharing, liking, or even subscribing. Comments and advice are also appreciated. Who knows, some you suggest may appear on the show in the future.